I thought I had everything figured out. 7 years of marriage to Jessica, a cozy little house in the suburbs of Portland, steady jobs, plans for the future. We were that couple people smiled at in the grocery store. But there were signs I ignored. She came home later than usual. Her phone was always face down on the counter. She smiled at her screen in ways she had not smiled at me in months. Then came that Friday afternoon when I left work early with a splitting headache. I walked into our bedroom and heard her laughing with a voice that was not mine. Before I tell you what I found behind that bedroom door, I would love to know where you are watching this from. Drop your location in the comments below. And if you have ever felt that gut-wrenching moment when everything you believed in shattered, hit that like button and subscribe. Because what happened next changed everything I thought I knew about trust, marriage, and walking away. I stood outside our bedroom door, hand frozen on the doorknob. My heart pounded so hard I could hear it in my ears. Jessica's voice floated through the wood, warm and flirtatious in a way I had not heard directed at me in what felt like forever. There was a man's voice, too deep and unfamiliar, laughing at something she said. I pushed the door open. Jessica sat cross-legged on our bed, laptop balanced on her knees, still in her work clothes. The screen showed a man I did not recognize. Dark hair, probably early 30s, grinning at my wife like they shared secrets I would never know. She looked up at me, and I watched the color drain from her face. Her hand shot out and slammed the laptop closed so fast it made a cracking sound. "Anthony," she said, and her voice was too high, too bright. "You are home early." I did not yell. I did not throw anything. I just stood there in the doorway of our bedroom, grocery bags still in my hands because I had stopped to pick up ingredients for the dinner I was planning to cook for us. "How long?" My voice came out flat, emotionless, like it belonged to someone else. She tried to lie at first, said it was just a coworker, just a work call. But I had seen her face before she noticed me. I had seen the way she smiled at that screen. So I asked again, quieter this time. "How long, Jessica?" 3 months. She whispered it, like that made it better somehow. Then the words started pouring out. It was just talking, nothing physical. His name was Derek. They worked in different departments, but started chatting during a company project. He understood her. I worked too much. She felt lonely. He was just a friend who got her through hard days. It did not mean anything. I set the grocery bags down on the dresser. The thud of them hitting the wood was the only sound in the room for a long moment. "Okay," I said. She blinked at me, confusion replacing the panic on her face. Okay. I walked past her into the bathroom, closed the door and stood there staring at my reflection in the mirror. The face looking back at me was a stranger's. I felt like I had been punched in the stomach, but the weird part was how calm I felt, like ice water running through my veins instead of blood. That night Jessica cried. She begged. She promised she would cut off all contact with Derek. We could go to marriage counseling. She would do anything at all to fix this. I sat on the couch in our living room and listened to her talk, watched her cry, and felt absolutely nothing. She kept saying she loved me, that Derek was a mistake, that she chose me. But here is what I realized sitting there in the dark after she finally fell asleep. She already made her choice 3 months ago. And she made it every single day after that when she woke up and chose to keep lying to me. I remembered something my father told me when I was 16 and got into my first real fight at school. He said a man's dignity is in how he walks away, not how loud he fights. I did not understand it then. I understood it now. I did not sleep that night. While Jessica was passed out in our bed, I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop and started planning. I was not going to yell or break things or make a scene. I was going to disappear. The next week was the strangest of my life. I woke up, went to work, came home, ate dinner with my wife. I even smiled when she talked about her day. She thought I had forgiven her. She actually said that to me on Tuesday night. "I knew you would understand, Anthony. You always do." But while she thought everything was going back to normal, I was moving money. Not stealing, nothing like that. We had a joint account and our own separate ones. I transferred my half of our savings into my personal account. I contacted a divorce lawyer and started the paperwork. I found a small apartment downtown, paid 3 months' rent up front in cash. I packed a bag with clothes, my laptop, important documents, photos of my parents and my brother, things that mattered. I was surgical about it. Methodical. On Thursday evening I came home and found Jessica in the shower. Her phone was on the kitchen counter, screen up. A text notification from Derek lit up the display. "Cannot wait to see you tomorrow." Same hotel. My hand did not even shake when I took a photo of it with my own phone. I felt nothing. Just cold, clear purpose. Friday morning I watched Jessica get ready for work. She kissed me goodbye like everything was fine, like she was not planning to meet Derek at a hotel later that day. I waited until her car disappeared around the corner. Then I loaded my stuff into my truck and drove away from the house we bought together, the life we built together, and I did not look back once. I left her a note. Just one. I put it in an envelope on the kitchen table where she would see it when she got home. Inside was the divorce paperwork already signed by me. A single sheet of paper with one sentence. "You wanted space to find yourself. Now, you have all the space you need. Do not contact me. My lawyer will reach out." I left my house keys. I left my wedding ring. I left everything that tied me to her. My new apartment was small, just a one-bedroom on the 4th floor of an older building downtown. It had hardwood floors that creaked and windows that looked out over the street. It was not much, but it was mine. I turned off my old phone, the one Jessica knew the number to. I activated a new one. Only my parents and my lawyer had the number. Then I sat on the floor of my empty apartment and felt like I could breathe for the first time in months. Jessica found the note around 6 that evening. I know because my lawyer told me later she started calling my old number within minutes. 23 missed calls in the first hour. Then emails. Then, voice messages that my lawyer made me listen to for legal documentation. Her voice went through stages. First panic. Where was I? Was I? Okay, please call her back. Then, confusion. Why was I doing this? What did she do wrong we could fix this? Then, anger. How dare I just leave? Who did I think I was? This was childish and cruel. She showed up at my office on Monday. I had taken 2 weeks of vacation time, but she did not know that. She demanded to see me. My coworkers did not know where I was. She called my boss. He told her politely that my personal life was none of his concern and asked her to leave the building. The emails got longer, more desperate. She was sorry. Derek meant nothing. It was just an emotional affair. Nothing physical ever happened. She needed me. How could I throw away 7 years over a mistake? Did I ever really love her? That last question almost made me laugh. Did I love her? I loved her so much. I worked 60-hour weeks to save for the down payment on our house. I loved her so much. I learned to cook her favorite meals. I loved her so much. I gave up weekend plans with my friends because she wanted me home. I loved her so much I ignored every red flag because I wanted to believe in us. But love is not supposed to make you feel like you are drowning. My lawyer sent her a formal email on Wednesday. All communication needed to go through legal counsel. The divorce would proceed with or without her cooperation. Division of assets was fair and already outlined. I was not asking for anything except my freedom. That is when her family got involved. Jessica's father, Richard, was a commercial real estate developer. Successful, well-connected, used to getting his way. He called my old number first, left a message. "Anthony, this is Richard. I think we need to talk man-to-man about this situation. Call me back." When I did not, he sent emails. Professional at first, then increasingly frustrated. Her mother Linda tried a different approach. Long emails about how much they loved me, how I was part of their family, how heartbroken they were. She never once mentioned what Jessica did. Just that I was throwing away a marriage over a rough patch. Then Brandon got involved. Jessica's older brother. 34, built like he still played college football, and never liked me much anyway. He showed up at my office on Thursday. I was not there, but my friend Marcus, who worked in accounting, told me about it later. Brandon walked right up to the reception desk and demanded to know where I was. When they said I was on vacation, he started making a scene, saying I abandoned his sister, that I was acting like a child, that real men do not run away from their problems. My boss had security escort him out. Marcus said Brandon looked ready to throw a punch. The Facebook posts started that weekend. Brandon did not name me directly, but everyone who knew us could read between the lines. Some men just do not have the spine to work through hard times. They run at the first sign of trouble. Cowards hide. Real men stay and fight. It got 63 likes. Mutual friends who did not know the whole story commented with supportive messages for Jessica and her family. I did not respond, did not react. Let them think whatever they wanted. My lawyer sent a formal cease and desist to Brandon. Harassment would not be tolerated. All communication must go through legal channels. He ignored it. Richard used his business connections to try to find me. He called my boss, framing it as concern for my well-being. My boss, thank God, was a straight shooter who respected boundaries. He told Richard the same thing he told Jessica. My personal life was my own business. Linda sent me a long email, 12 paragraphs about how disappointed she was, how she thought I was a better man than this. How could I do this to their daughter, to their family? She talked about the holidays we spent together, the times they welcomed me into their home, how they thought of me as a son. Not once did she ask why I left. Not once did she acknowledge that Jessica had any part in this. 3 weeks after I left, my lawyer informed me that Jessica had signed the divorce papers. No contest. Fair division of everything. It should have felt like a victory. It just felt empty. But her family was not done yet. Brandon found out where I worked out. I do not know how. Maybe he followed me, maybe he asked around. But one Tuesday evening I was at the gym near my apartment and there he was. He did not work out. Just sat on a bench by the free weights watching me. When I finished my set and headed for the locker room, he stood up and blocked my path. "We need to talk," he said. "No, we do not." I tried to step around him. He moved with me. "You think you can just ghost my sister, destroy her like that?" I looked him in the eye. "Leave me alone, Brandon, or I will call the police." He laughed. Actually laughed. "For what? I am just trying to have a conversation. You are harassing me. I have a lawyer. I have documentation. Every call, every email, every threat your family has made. Walk away." His smile dropped. "You think you are so smart. We will make your life hell, Anthony. You cannot hide forever." I pulled out my phone and opened the voice recorder app. Hit record. "Please repeat that threat while I am recording." He stared at the phone, then at me. His jaw clenched. For a second I thought he might actually hit me. Then he turned and walked out of the gym. I saved the recording, sent it to my lawyer, filed it with everything else. That night Richard called my new number. I do not know how he got it. "Anthony, please, let us meet. Coffee. Just talk, man to man." His voice was different, less demanding, almost pleading. "No, sir. Everything goes through my lawyer. This is not about the divorce. This is about doing the right thing. My daughter is devastated. She made a mistake, but you are destroying her. Is that what you want? To hurt her like this?" "What I want," I said slowly, "is to be left alone. What I want is for your family to stop harassing me. What I want is a divorce to be finalized so I can move on with my life. She loves you." She loved Derek too. For 3 months, while lying to me every single day, silence on the other end. Then, it was not physical. She said it was just talking. I almost told him about the hotel text, almost told him that his daughter was still lying. But I did not. "It does not matter anymore, Richard. Please stop calling me. Please tell your family to stop." He hung up without another word. But they did not stop. Linda showed up at my apartment building.